presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are San Diego.
Battlework with strike 3 at 95. Home run for Will Myers, his 20th of the year. That's a bunt. Yes, that's the game. Swing and a miss. Good inning by Edwin Jackson. A home run for Matt Kemp. That is very good. That ball is gone.
Beyond Solarte, last 15 games, 5 home runs. He's as hot as the St. Louis weather and instrumental in sweeping the Giants over the weekend. And the pitching matchup, the first of a 4-game series to open this road trip. Mike Leake, the pride and joy of Fallbrook High School and Fallbrook, California, against the Padres left-hander Christian Friedrich. He's looking for his 5th win of the year to match his 5 defeats. And we welcome you to St. Louis. It is steamy here. It was 95 degrees just an hour ago, but it's cooled down to 93. I know you appreciate that. With Mark Grant, Dick Enberg, the Padres are using the home run ball to rack up some big wins.
And who doesn't love the long ball? I love the home run, and chances are when the Padres hit a home run, they're going to win a ball game. So let's chew on this for a little bit. When you take a look at 15 straight games, which sets a new club record, and it's hard to believe, Dick, because back in 1998, they had guys like Greg Vaughn, Ken Caminiti, 14 games straight. But for these Padres, Schimpf, Kemp, Myers going the opposite field, working in hitters' counts. And I don't care if it's Bumgarner, I don't care if it's Samardzija, Cueto. If they got a mistake, they crushed it, and the home run, hopefully it plays a big part here in St. Louis as well.
And how about this Cardinal rookie infielder, Led Meese? He just tore the Padres apart in the 3-game series at Petco.
Yeah, the 25-year-old Cuban defector. He has just been Mr. Everything. He's got power to all fields. You know, early in the season, he could really turn on a fastball. Guys were eating him away, down and away with the sliders. But this kid, within a week, made an adjustment, driving balls to all fields. He is a tough out. The numbers prove it. So the pitchers for the Padres have their work cut out for them.
And the Cardinals, surprisingly, having a tough time winning at home this year. They had 100 victories last year, best in the majors. They have a losing record at home this year. The Padres like to keep it that way.
You know what? It's kind of unbelievable because the Cardinal fans crying the blues being only 3 games above 500.
Well, 70 games to go, and the Padres aim for a successful second half. Julie Alexandria with that story when we come back.
The San Diego Padres coming to St. Louis fresh off of a sweep of the team with the best record in baseball. That would be the San Francisco Giants. Swept them at home back at Petco. According to bench coach Mark McGuire, this team is playing very competitive baseball to kick off the second half. But according to manager Andy Green, it all comes down to the game at hand.
It's good. I don't ever make too much out of that. No matter what you're coming off last series, it really doesn't matter. If you kind of regroup and have the minds going the right way, there's an opponent across the field today that's a very good opponent that's fighting for a playoff position, and they can do everything they can to win a series. So I don't make too much out of what happened last series.
It should also be noted that today marks the return of Melvin Upton Jr., who is away on bereavement leave, and also Brett Wallace is away on paternity leave as he and his wife Taylor await the birth of their first child. We wish them the best of luck. Coming up, Mike Leake versus the NL West. The booth will break it down for you. Padres and Cardinals when we return.
Diego presents Padres Baseball, brought to you by GMC. By Petco, your complete pet store. By Jerome's Furniture, where Jerry's price is the lowest price every day. And by Kona Brewing Company. Enjoy a longboard lager or big wave golden ale tonight. Christian Friedrich and the Padres about to go to work as we check our Saquon Pick the Stick. Fans, you decide who you're with by tweeting hashtag I'm with and the last name of the broadcaster you think has the best pick tonight. If you're right, you could win a free foursome of golf at the Saquon Golf Resort. Julie Alexandra, the filly in the race, she gets a weight allowance and she has a 5-point lead over Mark Sweeney. She had the first pick. Mike Pomerantz, he's lurking. And of course, Mark Grant is always in the picture. And then that other guy, he just he's looking forward to August and September. 91 degrees at game time as the Padres lineup is brought to you by Toyota. Here's how Andy Green has them hitting. Melvin Upton back from bereavement, death in the family. He'll lead it off with Will Myers, then Matt Kemp. Jan Solarte's been the hottest of the Padre hitters. Then Alex Dickerson hits fifth. Derek Norris in the sixth slot. Ryan Schimpf, he's been swinging a good bat of late. Alexei Ramirez and then Christian Friedrich.
And the scouting report brought to you by Scripps. Hey, look at there, right-hander veteran from Fallbrook, as the professor mentioned earlier, Mike Leake. Sinker, cutter, slider, and this guy is a strike thrower. And as Mark Sweeney also said, get it up in the zone. With the way Padres been hitting home runs, nothing wrong with a 2 or 3 run shot in this series against the Cardinals.
Yeah, he doesn't walk many, and he does give up a home run now and then. As the defense behind Leake reads this way with Grichuk in left, Pham in center, Piscotty the right fielder. On the infield, Greg Garcia at third, Diaz the sensational rookie at short, Jed Jerko at second base, and Matt Holliday at first with all-star Yadier Molina behind the plate. Well, how about our keys to the game before we get started? Brought to you as always by your San Diego Honda dealers.
Since we're in the show me state, the St. Louis Cardinals not home sweet home. Below 500 at home for the Redbirds. Their record is 20-28, and hey, spring a leak early. See where I'm going there, Professor?
Yeah, I like the plumbing. Yeah,
the last 3 starts, Mike Leake has given up 8 earned runs, 9 total. He's only got 1 walk in the last 3, so he is around the plate. And hopefully the Padres can go to hacking early.
Mike Matheny at 45 in his 5th year. Rookie skipper of the Padres, Andy Green, we're set to go. Leak into the windup, and the opening pitch of the game misses low and away. Upton fouls that one up the third base side.
Boy, no problem getting loose tonight here in St. Louis as we take a look at the arbiters tonight.
Alfonso Marquez calling the balls and strikes. The crew chief Larry Vanover at first, Chris Guccione and David Rackley working the bases. Outside, 2-1.
Another thing I like about Michael Leake is that he's a quick worker. He likes to get that onion and get on that pitcher's plate and go to work. Quick league.
Foul tip handled by Molina. 2-2 the count. Well, the Padres certainly picked up some headlines around the baseball world this past weekend. The winningest team in the majors, the Giants, falling all 3 games. Reaching out and punches that one into shallow right field. That's a long run and a nice catch made by Piscotty. He had to come a long way to get it.
I don't know whether Piscotty had difficulty catching that baseball off the bat, but he regained his speed coming into shallow right field for the first out for Michael Leake.
Will Myers at 284 leads the club in home runs. Among the leaders, top 10 in home runs and runs scored. And takes strike 1 since June 1st, hitting at a .313 clip with 13 homers. Leake, as starting pitchers go, one of the shortest in baseball at 5'10". Most everyone in that Christian Friedrich category, 6'3", 6'4", 6'5".
Well, he's a bulldog. He's a competitor, no doubt about it. I've always liked Mike Leake. I've liked his stuff. I like the way he works. Sinker, slider, cutter.
Outside, 1-2.
And it seems like right out of the gate trying to establish that outside part of the plate.
Split last season between Cincinnati and then finished the year with the Giants. Low and away. And the Reds made a good deal sending him late in the year to San Francisco. They got Adam Duvall in that deal, and Duvall makes the All-Star team and one of the leaders in home runs this year.
Outfield on the deep side for Will Myers as usual.
Swing and a miss. Strike 3. A breaking ball gets Myers. And with 2 out, here's right fielder Matt Kemp. Kemp and Myers each with 61 runs batted in. Kemp with 18 homers, 2 back of Will. And Padre duos of the past, Klesko, Nevin and Boone, Gwynn and Finley. 60 RBIs through 92 team games.
Oh, those guys love coming to the plate when runners are on base. They put all the pressure on the pitcher and came through big time.
92 on the fastball, misses.
I think patience comes into play when you look at those numbers as well, because they can pass on to the next guy. They don't get too anxious. Swing at bad pitches.
High fly ball. Center fielder Pham waiting for it to come down. And it's a 1-2-3 first inning for Mike Leake. Here come the Cardinals, bottom of the first. Lineup tonight brought to you by Hyundai. Tommy Pham to lead it off, the center fielder, then Aledmus Diaz hitting .313. Stephen Piscotty into the third spot in the batting order. Matt Holliday pushed to with the cleanup. He's been hitting third most of the last 3 years. Then Yadier Molina, Randall Grichuk, Jed Jerko hitting .238 with the Cardinals. Hit a couple of home runs in the 3-game series at Petco. Greg Garcia, limited duty, but a .333 average. He's also a San Diego product. And then Mike Leake, a good hitting pitcher. Padres scouting report brought to you by Anderson Plumbing, Heating and Air.
Well, they got the heat taken care of here in St. Louis. Thank you, Anderson. And work ahead for Christian Friedrich and keep the ball in the yard. I mean, when he gets ahead in the count, Christian Friedrich, opponent's only hitting .189. When he's behind in the count, .306 average.
Pham came up last year and in the series in St. Louis against the Padres did some damage. 5 home runs, but only 7 runs batted in. He's had just 57 at bats. Hits that one high in the air toward the left field line. Dickerson easing his way to the edge of the track for the first down. And a check of the Padres defense brought to you by your San Diego County Ford dealers. Dickerson, Upton, and Kemp left, center, and right. Solarte and Ramirez on the left side of the infield. Ryan Schimpf there at second with Will Myers at the big bag. Norris behind the plate for Friedrich. Aledmus Diaz, 25 years of age, from Cuba. I mean, he just tore up Petco Park in the 3-game series. In fact, it was just 2 games.
Yeah.
He went 9 for 11.
Incredible. How are they going to get him out? Let's keep an eye on the pitching sequence as we take a look at the skipper, Mike Matheny. It's been 5 years already, Professor, as you mentioned a little bit ago. Boy, how time flies.
He's taken the Cardinals to the playoffs each of his first 4 years. No other St. Louis manager can make that claim. University of Michigan star. Had 13 years in the big leagues. Diaz with the count now 1-2.
Well, Christian Friedrich should have a good feel of the breaking ball tonight. You can see the forearms glistening. As we mentioned earlier, 91 degrees here at Busch Stadium. Heat index of 102. So you get a good feel for the baseball.
Bounced up the middle. Ramirez can't get it. Base hit to center for Diaz. He continues to be a hitting machine against Padre pitching.
Now, credit Diaz with using the whole field. I mentioned it in our game open because it looked like Alexei Ramirez was kind of playing him on the pull side. Well, not really. He was up towards the middle a little bit. Just couldn't get to that baseball. An 18 hopper up the center of the diamond. But my point is, he's using the whole field. Right center field, pulling the ball. He's just one tough out right now.
Stephen Piscotty, 25-year-old former star at Stanford, hitting .295. In the dirt, good block by Norris. As a rookie last year, Piscotty hit .305 in 63 games. He's come back this year, 12 homers, 51 runs batted in, a solid season. Cardinals find a way, don't they? He was a fairly high draft pick, 36th overall. But many of those in the Cardinal lineup, you know, picked in the late rounds of the draft.
You know, one thing that the Cardinals organization do so well, they groom them to where they can play at the big league level and pay some dividends. And they really don't overhype their players as well. It's almost like it's kind of like a secretive type thing. They keep in the minor leagues, then bang, they come up to the big leagues and they produce. Do a good job.
Low and away, 2-0.
Well, Derek Norris was out there for a while as that bounce gets the right thumb of his throwing hand. And it bought some time out there. You can see him kind of squeezing his hand still.
Old scrap iron.
Yeah.
It didn't take long to get a nasty bounce or a foul tip, did it? Wants the fastball away. And it's bounced up the middle, and that one goes through. Diaz on his way to third, and he'll make it without a throw. Identical singles off the bats of Diaz and Piscotty, and the Cardinals have runners perched at first and third. It's a double play ball, hit 10 feet to the left.
It hit sharply on the short grass, and Alexei Ramirez not getting a good jump on that one, getting through quickly.
Brings up Matt Holliday. Broke out of a slump yesterday. He had 3 hits. The Cardinals managed only 4 against the Marlins in a defeat. He had an opposite field home run. Just 25 hits away from 2,000 for Matt Holliday. Popped up on the infield, and Ramirez will take care of it. 2 away. Big out there with runners at first and third. Runners in scoring position this year. The Cardinals hitting .294, best in the National League. Padres haven't done badly themselves.
Yeah, and here's a guy coming up to the plate, Yadier Molina, who always seems to be a tough out. Doesn't overswing, just hits the ball well where it's pitched. But a nice quick out for Friedrich, getting Holliday to pop up. That's huge.
Well, they announced the starting lineup at Busch Stadium, and no question about who the fan favorite is. The biggest cheer goes to Molina. He's now 34. didn't make the All-Star team this year after 7 consecutive years named to the National League star list. That's in for a strike. They have not only the Gold Glove, but they have the Platinum Glove Award. There's his career numbers. That's always a tough out. 281, over 100 home runs. That's low, 1-1. To finish that thought, he's won 8 Gold Gloves, Molina, but he's also won in 5 years 4 Platinum Gloves, and that goes to the best defensive player, period, not just for your position, but the entire defense.
That's a nice looking trophy on his mantle. We'll take a look at the defense going the other way in the outfield. And let's face it, Dick, right? He's getting longer in the tooth. He's a catcher at 34 years old. And let's face it, 34-year-old catching at this level, it's like a 40-year-old body. Don't you think?
Runner goes from first base, no throw. Ball was in the dirt. Piscotty takes the extra base. Wild pitch will be charged to Friedrich. So second and third with 2 outs.
Oh yeah, the runner at first base.
Almost like a delayed steal.
It almost did, didn't? That's what I was thinking, Dick. Good call there. I thought he saw daylight there and ruled a wild pitch.
2-1 the count. Rolls that to the third base coach, Jose Oquendo. So tonight, tomorrow night, Wednesday night, an hour earlier on Thursday, 4 games here with St. Louis, then on to Washington, 3 against the Nationals, and then up to Canada, Ontario, for 3 against Toronto. All 3 teams with winning records, 2 of them in first place when you count the Giants. So the second half of the season starts with a very rough schedule for the Padres. Just missed.
And not a bad pitch. And you can see what Friedrich's trying to do on our Honda Fox tracks, trying to bury it inside, breaking balls, fastballs in, trying to not get Yachty extended.
Randall Grichuk on deck. Full count. And he walked him. Bases full of birds. A long first inning for Friedrich. Here's Grichuk. He had problems yesterday in the heat and humidity, a day game. He had an attack of dizziness and actually asked the umpire, give me a little moment here, I'm trying to focus. He stayed in the game and struck out all 4 times. He said it wasn't due to that little dizzy spell, but one has to wonder if it wasn't connected.
He's got to stay hydrated. Got to drink some more water.
Friedrich trying to pitch out of this bases loaded jam, first inning. That's a strike on the inside edge. Grichuk, now 24, came over from the Angels on the trade that sent David Freese to the Halos. Line drive, foul off a broken bat. Now he'll go to the lumberyard and grab himself a new stick.
Got in on him. Hey, that's been the pattern, it seems like, with Friedrich early trying to jam these Cardinal hitters, and really not the worst fate walking Molina to load the bases. A ground ball here. You get a force at any base and get out of the inning.
If Grichuk keeps it going, Jed Jerko would be next.
And Derek Norris has got to be on the alert for that breaking ball in the dirt to smother that thing if Friedrich bounces a curveball.
Another foul. That one into the screen, just the edge of the Padres dugout on the third base side. There's Jed getting a chance to start tonight. He had a great series in Petco earlier. Diaz at third, Piscotty at second, Molina at first. Inside, 1-2.
I think he's got him set up for a nice changeup away. Why? Look at the Honda Fox tracks. All those pitches on the inside part of the plate and backing off Grichuk. Boy, he's got him set up for something that looks like a fastball away, maybe a two-seamer away or a changeup away.
Hits it in the air, shallow center, long run for Upton. Second baseman Shimp says, I've got it, and he tucks away the final out, and the Cardinals leave the bases loaded.
You didn't really realize what rivalry is all about. You know, playing up in Oakland, didn't really understand what a rivalry is all about until I came here and played my first Cub-Cardinal game, and I was like, oh my God, look at this. And you go to Chicago, and it's a sea of red. You know, you didn't have that, you know, playing in Oakland. You didn't have a bunch of people going all over the country and supporting the A's, where here in Cardinals, you got people all over the country just going everywhere to support. It was really good. It made you feel really good as a baseball player.
Padres bench coach Mark McGwire reminiscing about his time here in St. Louis as a Cardinal. He was traded here from the Oakland A's in 1997, played here in St. Louis until 2001, and then came back as a coach from 2010 to 2012. He said that he got a bunch of hugs. People obviously very happy to see him back here in St. Louis.
So we're underway, Julie, here in the second, and Jan Solarte grounds out to the second baseman Jerko for the first down. That'll bring up Alex Dickerson and then Derek Norris.
You know, I can attest to what Mark is talking about as a Giant and as a Padre going to the Old Busch Stadium. I loved Old Busch. It was a great place.
Which one? The one that's like this one, or the one that served both for football and
the one
baseball?
Yeah, the one that was round, the one that was just beyond this one.
The second one. This is Busch 3.
Right, Busch 2.
Busch 2.
Right, Sportsman's Park, Busch Stadium, and then this one. It was just electric. You come to St. Louis, it didn't matter where they were in the standings. It was an electric atmosphere.
Well, and then he talked about Wrigley Field, Chicago, and the state of Illinois. Of course, that's just across the Mississippi here, is pretty much divided as to whether you're a Cub or a Cardinal fan. Line to left field and carrying well, but not all the way to the left fielder, Grichuk, and Dickerson has the first Padre hit. Well, you can attest to that as growing up in Illinois. That
hey, from Springfield down, the state's capital, that's Redbird country.
And those fans would migrate up to Wrigley Field in the days where you could get tickets. Now a little different story now with the Cubs doing so well. Derek Norris steps in with a .211 average, a dozen home runs. League working out of the stretch for the first time. despite wearing all that heavy catching gear and this temperature and humidity, and Derek with long sleeve shirt.
Yep. You know, a lot of those guys.
Oh, gets away, and Dickerson is on his way to second base. That'll be, let's see how they charge the air, whether it's on Leake's throw or whether Holiday muffs the catch. Didn't seem like that tough a throw.
It looked like it was to Holiday's right. It bounced and then hit Dickerson. Stay tuned.
It's charged to Leake. So the Padres a chance to get on the board here in the second inning. Well hit but foul.
I was talking to some Cardinal people before the game, and they said the defense has been terrible. Unquote. For the Cardinals. I mean, most in the National League. But it's not so much the errors, it's just the way they're playing the game defensively. Not sharp for the Redbirds.
That's their 70th error of the season, more than any other National League team.
You've got to take advantage of that. A lot of the errors for Diaz at shortstop were earlier in the year, the first month and a half, but he's kind of sewn things up a little bit there at shortstop, but he's a darn good player.
He's keeping Johnny Peralta, the veteran shortstop, on the bench. Swing and a miss. Strike three. Second strikeout for Leake. That'll bring up Ryan Schiff.
Checking in big league ball game as we take a look at Mike Leake. Does he go to the slider? Yes, he does. Down and away. Slider slash cutter, whatever you want to call it.
.24 games, 5 home runs for Ryan Schimpf, and had a nice series against the Giants. Takes a strike. Last 8 games, hitting .357. 4 home runs in the last 8 games.
Ooh, susceptible to the two-seamer, 92 away. You know, I like to call Mike Leake one of those pitchers goes corner to corner, razor X. I mean, they're just on the corners, in, out, in, movement away. We just saw the tremendous two-seam movement at 92 away. You see where number 2 on Honda Fox tracks ended up way off the plate.
Protecting there. The ball was off the plate, but Schimpf giving himself another chance to swing.
Yeah, and that's the key for Leake. He's got to keep it down there because we know that Ryan Schimpf can go the opposite field. He's hit a couple home runs that way. You leave that thigh high, belt buckle high, and Ryan could take it that way.
Leake has served up 14 homers, more than any Cardinal pitcher. Good stop by Molina. Most hits allowed. Leake in the 4th spot behind Adam Wainwright. We'll see Wainwright on the Thursday finale of the series.
You know, with a sinker ball pitcher, if you don't get it up, you're going to get hit. And with that said, you're going to find the hole a few times as well.
Got him. Well, man at second base, he strikes out Norris and fans Schimpf. Coverage of baseball brought to you by T-Mobile. In the news today and tonight, Terry Ryan relieved of his duties as the Minnesota Twins general manager, and the Cardinals' Chris Correa, former scouting director, sentenced to 46 months for Astros data breach. That story breaking in the offseason. Jed Jerko leads off the second and takes it outside ball one.
Well, first of all, if I could editorialize a little bit, Terry Ryan, you're not going to find a bigger fan than me. Love the guy, great baseball man. He should not have any problem landing his feet somewhere to help any organization. And you know what? There's a chance maybe he might stay with the Twins in a different capacity. Who knows? But a good baseball man. Love him.
Jerko getting a 238. And he lines that one to right field, and that'll fall in front of Kemp for a base hit. Third Cardinal hit of the night, leadoff single for Jerko.
Well, anytime you throw a pitch up, you know, Jed Jerko, we saw that as a Padre. He'll take it the other way, short, quick to that pitch up, and stays on top of it enough to where it lands in front of Matt Kemp. But you know what I'd like to see more of? I would like to see, and this is throughout baseball, right fielders really charge that ball and try to throw them out at first base. Why not? Because guys, when they hit the right, they take that little belly turn around first, up to first base. Why not? Make it more exciting.
Here's Greg Garcia, the third baseman from Valhalla High School in El Cajon.
Go Norseman.
He'll be 27 next month. His grandfather, Dave Garcia, who managed the Angels and the Cleveland Indians. We'll see him on occasion at Petco Park. Good baseball man. Garcia at the plate has this game in his DNA.
Oh yeah, and his dad, Dave Jr., see him in San Diego quite a bit. Good man, very proud of his sons.
He went out of the University of Hawaii to play his college ball, and his teammate was Kelton Wong, who's infielder here with the Cardinals. So a couple of products out of the University of Hawaii making it to St. Louis. Out of play.
And his brother Drew's with the White Sox. Glad to see the Valhalla Norseman doing well in a Redbird uniform.
So a couple of locals in the lineup for Mike Matheny tonight. Mike Leake from Fallbrook and Garcia from Valhalla High in El Cajon. 0-2. Another foul off to the left.
You know, some people claim that St. Louis is Valhalla as far as baseball is concerned.
Oh. You won't get much of an argument from fans here in the Midwest. Of course, the Cardinals were the westernmost city.
Smartest fans in the game right here. You're looking at them.
Yeah,
most knowledgeable.
You've heard that too many times, haven't you?
Just ask them.
The checkup Jerko and the 0-2 pitch. Another foul off to the left, so he's not catching up to the fastball.
Yeah, good breaking ball right there, kept it away, and looked like Garcia was out in front of that one just a little bit. Trying to regroup. Cardinals Nation, oh yeah.
Not only
in fact, for the people in San Diego who aren't as knowledgeable as that ball that went to the stands, that's called a foul ball. So just for the people in San Diego who don't know, because the fans here obviously know that that's what that was.
Over but high. So not only were they the westernmost along with the St. Louis Browns, and then the Browns went to Baltimore, and so the Cardinals had the western edge of the baseball U.S. So they had all the fans going west and to the south, and they also had a 50,000 Clearwatt radio station that beamed their games all throughout the south and west. Ground ball up the middle, could be two. Ramirez to the bag himself, throws to first, not in time.
I don't know why he took it himself.
Yeah, that's a double play ball, and he just ignored Stemp and tried to do it himself.
Yeah, my initial gut reaction was I thought that he was going to feed it to Ryan Schimpf covering at second base. And as soon as he took in that first step and committed, I thought, whoa, this is going to be interesting. He's got plenty of time to give to Schimpf. He's there. But Greg Garcia getting down the line nicely. Good clean slide by Jerko at second base, and the pick. Oh, you know what? This may be challengeable.
Myers did a good job of backhanding that low throw.
And you know what, Dick? After seeing that second look, I got out at first base.
I'd like to see that again. First base umpire Larry Vanover, the crew chief, made the call, and he'll go on headphones to New York as they review. And we'll take another look.
Larry Vanover looking like Princess Leia from Star Wars with the cinnamon buns on the side of the head. Here we go. Is the ball in the back of the glove?
Where is the ball? I guess our video locked up on us. Try again. Here we go.
Oh, I got out.
That's a terrific job by Myers to
Sure
pick that.
is.
That's a tough play for him.
Yeah.
It shouldn't take long.
Yeah. Look. Yeah, that's.
Get ready to write DP in your book.
Absolutely, that's what I think.
Meanwhile, Friedrich continues to play catch with Derek Norris. Stays loose.
Boy, Greg Garcia looks just like his dad, Dave Jr. My goodness.
Out, double play. So 2 away.
And once again, Professor, as you mentioned, you know, credit Will Myers. This is not an easy pick. It's not one of those short ones. It's an in-betweener. Back of the glove, foot not yet on the bag. That is a 6-3 double play. Nicely done.
That's a tough call for the first base umpire.
Sure.
That's the toughest of calls because the ball doesn't go cleanly into the glove. He's listening for sound. He's getting 2 sounds. Ball hits the dirt and ball in the glove almost simultaneous. So the veteran arbiter, Larry Vanover, is corrected on the replay, and there's 2 away to Mike Leake. Watch out, this guy can hit. He takes a good swing, doesn't he?
Yeah, just don't lay it in there. That's for sure.
He's second to Greinke for pitchers that have had 4 or 5 years of hitting. He came into this season hitting .212 with 6 home runs. 1 and 2. And since 2010 leads all pitchers, including Bumgarner, in total hits.
Such an advantage to a ball club. We all know that.
Pulls that one foul past third.
Hey, the Padres may have one of them. Edwin Jackson swinging the bat well.
Yesterday, huh?
That was fun to watch.
2 singles, an RBI, and a no-hitter into the 7th inning.
And I'll tell you what, folks, stay tuned after this ball game for Padres Live, the postgame show with Mike Pomerantz and Mark Sweeney. I sat down with Edwin, and what a good egg he is. We sat down for about 8 minutes, had a nice little interview. He shared a lot about growing up. Happy for him.
Pitching for his 11th major league team, and he started for 9. That's a major league record. Inside, and the count goes full.
Yeah. Edwin Jackson, David Wells, and Mike Morgan. Only 3 pitchers in Major League Baseball history to have a win for 9 different teams.
That's something. So the Boomers on that list.
Yeah.
Pulled through the hole. Well, that double play now all the more important. That's the 4th hit for the Cardinals as they go through the order for the first time. Top of the order, Tommy Pham flying to left, his first at bat.
Well, it looked like he hung him a breaky ball. And Mike Leake is that good of a hitter to where if it's in the zone and it's soft, he's going to pull it.
That's his 6th hit this year. Breaking ball stays high. Center fielder Upton is way over into right center, a huge hole. Left center field alley for Pham. (2-0).
You know, one of the things about my job I love is playing with the telestrator. That was the freehand solid arrow. But you know what? When you're really technical and you've got the good equipment. Oh, Professor.
How about that?
How about that arrow?
That's an arrow.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, way off the mark in this sequence. 3-0 to Pham.
Hey, you know what also an adjustment, Professor, is pitching in this climate for a pitcher. You know, going to San Diego and it's so pleasant there, not a lot of humidity. As I mentioned, game time temperature is 91 degrees. The heat index 102 down there on that hill. That's going to suck a lot of the energy out of you.
There's a strike. Well, he grew up in Evanston, Illinois, so he got a taste of this weather and pitched in college at Eastern Kentucky. So maybe there's a little bit of acclimation for Friedrich. But not coming from San Diego. This is foreign weather for us. Pops him up. Shallow in center. Upton and Dickerson, and Upton. Boy, that was a mile high. No score after 2 in St. Louis. And tonight, with an 8-game lead over the Cardinals, 8.5 in front of Pittsburgh in the NL Central. As we go to the top of the third, Ramirez, then Friedrich, and Melvin Upton for the Padres. No score. Ramirez checking in at 241. Takes a pitch on the outside corner at the knees. Strike one. Strike two. If you're just joining us, back from bereavement is Melvin Upton, and Brett Wallace is on paternity leave as they expect their first child, his wife Taylor. There are the central standings, and 3 pitches all taken by Upton, or Ramirez rather, and that's three consecutive strikeouts for Mike Leake. He got Norris and Schimpf to close out the second.
And if Mike Leake gets those crosshairs working on that outside part of the plate to the righties, he can be tough to deal with. Same for Christian Friedrich. If he gets the fastball located well and drops that curveball in for strikes, he could be nasty as well.
Another strike. Well, the only pitcher that has a better walk per 9 innings ratio is Clayton Kershaw. Leak is second. He just doesn't walk many, and he, as Mark Grant's pointed out, a strike thrower in 5 straight here in this inning. Did he go? Yes, he did. So that's 4 strikeouts in a row. Top of the order, Melvin Upton flied to right his first time. Comparing Melvin with a year ago, 87 games. Look at the hit total, home run total, RBIs. Much improved season for him. Bounces that one to the right side. Easy play for Jerko, and a quick 1-2-3 inning for Mike Leake. Middle of the 3rd. Cardinals, Padres, no score. Welcome back to Busch Stadium along the banks of the Mississippi here. St. Louis, Missouri, the famous St. Louis gateway to the West. As we check our Arco top tier player profile. Aledmus Diaz, first among National League rookies in average on base percentage, second in slugging, third tied in home runs, and second in runs batted in. Credentials that may well earn him Rookie of the Year.
Absolutely, and it's all about adjustments in this game of baseball, and he has made them. Hey, don't forget the infield hits as well. He's got power to all fields, but he's tied for second in the National League with infield hits, so he's got some speed as well.
Bounced a single to center his first time, so against Padre pitching this year, he's 10 for 12. 1-1. Diaz, then Piscotty and Holiday in the bottom of the 3rd. Left field hit pretty well. Dickerson easing back and makes the play. 1 away.
All it takes, Dick, is just getting in the kitchen just a little bit. Diaz couldn't get extended. Really didn't have that clean, crisp sound for the fly ball to left.
Piscotty single to center his first time. Well, here we are on July 18th. If this were the end of the season, the Rod Carew batting title award would go to Jose Altuve of Houston. He's hitting .346 to lead the American League.
Wow.
Tony Gwynn, National League batting champion award would be Daniel Murphy. He's hitting .350 for Washington.
Yeah, and the 350 really jumps out. But how about clutch hitting Daniel Murphy as well? My goodness.
Homered in the 9th inning last night to keep that game alive.
18 inning affair. That game, wasn't it?
Yeah, Marte homered in the 18th.
Love bonus baseball.
Especially when it's hot and humid, don't you think?
Yeah.
Yep, it's the sauna season in the Midwest. Fouled into the glove of Norris. 2-2.
Looked like a good sharp slider from Christian Friedrich.
That's in there, and he knew it. First strikeout for Christian Friedrich tonight.
Saturday, MLB on FS1 is back when a big-time doubleheader occurs. All-star backstop Buster Posey and the Giants battle Mark Teixeira and the Yankees. Then the Rangers take it with the Royals in a game you can only see on FS1. The action begins at 1 p.m. Pacific on FS1, or you can watch it live on Fox Sports Go.
And on Saturday, the Padres will be bringing you their game on Fox Sports San Diego from Washington. John Jay. Yeah, he was commiserating his former teammates here in St. Louis about that broken arm. Love to get him back in the lineup. Still has the cast, however.
Must have had about 20 members of the media around him in the dugout prior to the game, talking to John.
Holiday popped to short his first time. 2-0 pitch. Foul back, had a good cut. He had good success through the years against the Padres. Dad, the former baseball coach at Oklahoma State. He grew up in Stillwater. Fly ball slicing toward the right field line. A long run for Kemp, but he gets there, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Christian Friedrich. We've completed 3 in St. Louis. No score. Tools of the trade.
We're going to focus on Mike Leake. He's a sinker, slider, cutter type pitcher, and when he gets those crosshairs down and away, watch out. It could be a long evening and a short evening for Leake, that matter, as he throws the fastball for strikes on the outside part, and then guess what? The slider has the illusion of a fastball, but then that late break, the hitter commits. Point of no return. Tough to hold up against that Mike Leake slider down and away.
Fewest pitches per inning. Leake 5th in the league.
That's a great stat right there. I like that. I did a little research earlier. the major league average pitch per inning, now that's the average, is 16.5. So anything below that, you're doing something really, really good.
He's at 14.6. He struck out Myers the first time, jumps ahead 2 strikes. Fouled away.
I should say really well, not really good, really well.
So Myers, Kemp, and Solarte in the Padre 4th inning. They have only 1 hit off Leake. Alex Dickerson singled to left field. Breaking ball was a good pitch. Doesn't get the call.
Yeah, look, the way Molina was set up away. So a lot of times that pitch is on the other corner and you don't get the call. Looked like a pretty good pitch, though. Another chance for Will.
Gets him anyway. And Will in a bit of a slump. He's now 1 for the last 12.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the San Diego Padres and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Diego Padres.
Matt Kemp fly to center his first time. Well, Leake left Fallbrook High School, had a chance to sign a professional contract. Instead elected to go to Arizona State with the Sun Devils. As a junior, all he did was go 16-1 with a 1.71 ERA and was named the Academic All-America of the Year for all of the baseball players. Out of play.
Tell you what, Dick, when I was growing up, Arizona State, if you went to Arizona State, you were some kind of special. I mean, that was the hotbed for a lot of players back in the day.
Yeah, Bump Welch, Reggie Jackson,
yep.
Sal Bando. Inside on the breaking pitch.
I think college baseball, you know, the popularity of the sport has just grown like a wildfire. I mean, Coastal Carolina winning it this year.
Yeah. That ball hit well to straightaway center field. Back goes Pham to the wall, and it's gone off the top of the wall. And Kemp has homered again. Touch 'em all. Padres claim the early lead as Mike Leake coughs up his 15th home run pitch, and Kemp hits home plate with his 19th homer of the year.
Now the 16th straight game that the Padres have homered, breaking their old record, which was held yesterday, 15 straight as a franchise record. Looked like a little cutter. 2-1 count, hitters count, and Tommy Pham just misses it off the top of the wall for the home run.
So with 16 consecutive games, an all-time franchise record for home runs. The last time a National League team did that was Milwaukee in 2010, 16.
Very nice.
Outside to Solarte.
What else is also a nice little nugget is this team, 2016 Padres, just the second team in history that 1 through 3 in the lineup. They've got 15
Rip
plus.
Fair pass first into the corner, and Solarte's on his way to second. Boy, that's trouble out in that corner. Piscotty finally corrals the carom, and the Padres have a chance to add here on the 1-out double by Solarte.
15 plus home runs, 1 through 3 in the lineup. Second team in team history to do that. That's pretty impressive. The top of the lineup.
And the other is when they have Jankowski at the top of the order with Myers and Upton, they've got 3 men who are in the top 10 in stolen bases in the National League. So there's a combination. Who would have thought in spring training we'd be talking about the Padres having the all-time consecutive game with a home run being struck? Dickerson lined a single to left field his first time. That ball blocked by Molina.
I don't know whether that got a piece of Molina. He wants to buy some time, or maybe the signs with the runner at second base. This could be a 4 or 5 shirt night for pitchers. In between innings, changing that shirt underneath. Maybe even a jersey. You know, as a player, you've got maybe 2 or 3 jerseys in that locker of yours on a night like tonight. Go get a dry one on in between innings.
Soft fly ball at second baseman. Sherko able to make the play easily. Dickerson jammed. 2 outs to Derek Norris.
I think Jed almost overran that one. See that? He turned his back, sprinted towards the outfield, and then had to regroup and actually reach in front of him to get it.
Through 92 games last year, 79 homers, up to 107 this year, and their stolen base count up as well. They lead the National League since June 1st in runs scored. Andy Green's got him circling the bases. Foul tip. Norris struck out the first time. Two outs. Solarte at second. Kemp's home run has given the Padres the early 1-0 lead. They're in the 4th inning. Oh, and 2. Yeah, he's getting Norris to chase that slider away, isn't he?
I would have to say over 90% of the pitches thrown tonight have been down and away from Mike Leake, or that's been his intent.
Outside. That's a good take by Norris. Yeah, there it is, low and away, and he chases again. 7 strikeouts for Leake, but here in the 4th inning, Matt Kemp has hit his 19th home run of the season, and the Padres lead it 1-0. Great moments in Padres history brought to you by Geico on this date, July 18th, 1972. Denny Doyle's RBI single with 2 outs in the top of the 9th inning spoils San Diego starter Steve Arlen's bid for a no-hitter. The Phillies second baseman advanced to second on a balk by the right-hander, scored on Tim Hutton's single. But the 26-year-old gets Greg Luzinski to fly out to center, preserving the Padres' 5-1 victory at Jack Murphy Stadium. But once again, a no-hitter spoiled in the 9th inning. And Padres now, after yesterday with Jackson flirting with one into the 7th inning, have gone 7,582 games without a no-hitter. Come on now.
Yeah.
I'm running out of time here. We got a couple of months and a couple of weeks for me. I want to call a no-hitter with the Padre on
You
the
never
mound.
know, Professor. And I've said this all along, and you know this as well as anybody. Every pitcher that goes out there on that hill has a chance to throw a no-hitter. You don't have to have no-hit stuff. It's been proven throughout history. There's been guys that have gone out there and like, really, with that type of stuff, and next thing you know, a no-hitter.
Get that atom ball going.
Yeah, exactly.
And yesterday, Jackson did a lot of ground balls, hit fairly sharply, but they all went to infielders early on. And had he fielded that squib in the 7th inning and not committed the error, who knows?
And for Dr. Steve Arlen, the former Padre pitcher, I remember him always telling me, you know what, pitching sometimes was almost like pulling teeth. So he literally got into the business. He can do a root canal for you, Dr. Steve Arlen. Take a look at the line from Edwin Jackson, 6 1/3. Good outing. It was just one pitch. The 3-run shot.
That one slapped foul, and the count goes 1-2 on Yadier Molina with Randall Grichuk and Jed Jerko to follow here on the Cardinal 4th. Now, last year, St. Louis at home, stunning 55 wins, only 26 losses. This year, they're 20-28. Hard to fathom. Up high, 2-2. It's their worst home record through this stage of the season in 26 years. Popped up. Might be a play here. Myers and Norris. Norris makes the catch. One away. Since 1969, it's their second worst start here at home.
Yeah, that winning percentage of .417 since divisional play came into play for the National League 1969. And hey, these Redbird fans, 12th worst in franchise history. They're used to winning.
They certainly are. That's why they're here on a Monday night. Stadium almost packed.
And they're smart enough to know that that's not a good winning percentage at .417.
You're not gonna let that one go, are you?
Oh, it's all in fun. Come on.
I know.
You know, if you don't know, and I know you understand, Professor, and I know you totally understand, but it's part of baseball, having a good sense of humor. I mean, back a long time ago, somebody in the national media said that these Cardinal fans are the most knowledgeable. And you know what? I love Cardinal fans. They're great. San Diego Padre fans are great too. Cub fans are great. Yankee fans, Braves fans, Tiger fans. I mean, you know, but the great atmosphere here in St. Louis, and it's all in fun. Redbird Nation. Come on, where's your sense of humor?
Yeah, come on out there. Smile with us. Grichuk can't find that sinker, and it's 1-2.
Oh yeah, Cardinals Nation. It's all right here.
You know, yesterday I had an interesting experience. I go to Petco Park, not having to work. I had to catch the plane to come here on the road trip. So I went to and watched the game all alone in one of the booths that wasn't being used. Foul back. And so, unlike when we're calling a game, we have these heavy ear muffins on, and we hear the blend of, you know, the audio engineers, our voices with the crowd noise and all the rest. But there, I was able to feel the noise of the crowd.
Yeah.
Our fans are knowledgeable, and the way they were riding with Edwin Jackson yesterday, I was excited by the way they were totally into that game.
Yeah, they know a potential no-hitter when they see one.
Outside, 2-2. And as I said, watch that. I could only imagine when the day comes when the Padres are in first place and they're battling every game, meaning something toward the playoffs. Because we're going to hear lots of noise. San Diego fans can make the noise now. Foul back.
And like I said earlier, as a player, I loved coming to St. Louis because it was a collegiate atmosphere. It was playoff atmosphere every night.
Did you pitch well here?
I'm sorry?
Did you pitch well here?
You know what? I'd have to look up those numbers, Dick, but chances are probably not. You know, pitching against guys like Vince Coleman and Willie McGee and Jack Clark and Tommy Herr.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. Second strikeout for Friedrich.
MLB.TV Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service, delivers everything you've come to expect and more. Watch every out-of-market game live in HD on over 400 supported devices. Includes a free subscription to @Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Just visit MLB.TV for details.
Here's Jerko, single to right field his first time. So against his former teammates, he's 7 for 12 and a couple of home runs this year. course, the Cardinal traded to the Padres. John Jay in the dugout, but still on the DL. Well, our man Danny, working the statistics, has gone into the baseball tomes. You pitched 8 games at Busch Stadium with a brilliant record of 1-0.
Really?
Yeah. And a 2.13 ERA. Come on.
Wow.
Right-hander. You know,
I was not aware of that.
pat yourself in the back.
Well, the only thing I remember about that is it was really hot. AstroTurf, probably about 120 or 125 done on that AstroTurf.
So you keep your puppies moving then, huh?
You did, yep, absolutely.
2-1 to Jerko. And now 3-1. I guess the scoreboard was off. And that's ball 4. So Jed Jerko hitting only .238 on the season, but against the Padres, having trouble getting him out. That's the second walk from Friedrich.
Well, you have the lefty Garcia coming up now. He grounded to short in that double play last time up. Be lefty on lefty here for Christian Friedrich. And we got a game break coming up from the Bronx. The Pinstripers and the Orioles. AL East action. Check that. AL East. Hot, hot, hot.
Well, that's a very competitive race. Maybe the most competitive of all 6 divisions. Baltimore leading by 2 over Boston, 3 over Toronto. First pitch strike to Garcia. Grounded into a 6-3 double play the first time.
Yeah, hey, say what you want in that division, Dick. The Yankees 8.5 going in tonight. According to me, that's a 4-horse race. We know how quickly that can change.
Up high, 1-1. 2 outs. Jerko with a walk at first base. 1-0 Padres here in the 4th. There's a look at the East Division in the American side. Boston just 2 back. Toronto 3 back. And then the Yankees and Tampa Bay. High again. Line drive. Schimpf able to close the gap, and that's it for the Cardinals in the 4th. On to the 5th inning. Padres leading 1-0. with us, Mike and Mark, enjoying this weather and a nice ball game, 1-0.
Great.
Hey, baseball meant to be played in the warm heat of summer, huh?
Loved playing in this type of weather.
Summer game. First pitch to Ryan Schimpf is a strike. He swung and missed at strike 3 his first time up. 7 punch-outs for Leake. He's allowed 3 hits, a single by Dickerson, a double Solarte, and the home run Matt Kemp. Jumps ahead of another hitter, 2 strikes.
Breaking out the curveball this inning early is Mike Leake.
Shift on for Schimpf. Outside.
Here's the shift you're talking about. 3 heavy on the right side.
Pulled foul. Well, the Cardinals have a very valuable piece of talent on the Pines now on the DL, Matt Carpenter. One of the top leadoff hitters, or he can hit anywhere in the lineup. Batting .298, an on-base percentage of .420. Swing and a miss. 8 strikeouts for Leake. There's Carpenter. He is a table setter.
Yes, he is one tough out, and this is one tough pitch to hit. Looks like Leake goes with the changeup down and away. Tremendous movement leaking down and away. No pun intended there, but he's got the strikeout working tonight.
That brings up Alexei Ramirez. He struck out the first at bat.
Adam Wainwright right there yucking it up with his teammates.
Foul down the right field side. We'll see Wainwright on Thursday night. Tomorrow it'll be Carlos Martinez. He has been the most effective of the starters for St. Louis this year. There he is, 8-6 with an ERA .285. He's the only Cardinal starter under 4.
They call him Little Pedro. He's got some good stuff. And once again, the wins and losses out of his control, but he's got the good ERA, as you mentioned, Dave.
And blonde salad too. Out of play. 1-2.
I always say if you got it, flaunt it, and he is doing just that.
He's a tough competitor, and in fact the last 6 games, Mark, he's allowed a total of 6 runs. Last 6 games. We'll see him tomorrow night. Line drive, base hit to left center. Not hit hard, but he got enough of it to shoot it over the shortstop Diaz's head. And with 1 out, that'll bring up Friedrich with a chance maybe to move the runner along with a sacrifice.
Looked like a breaking ball up, and one of the few mistakes that Leake has made on that breaking ball. Matt Kemp hit a mistake for the home run in the 4th.
So the hit totals are even now, 4 aside. The Padres lead on Matt Kemp's home run, 1-0. Infield set for the sacrifice. And he can't make contact. Well, Edwin Jackson yesterday up in a sacrifice situation and pulled the bat back and lined a single to left field.
That's the beauty of the Butcher Boy, the showing bunt, pulling back in full swing. Maybe hit it to that way where there's, or yeah, where the circle was. Sure.
Bullseye.
Yeah.
And 2 strikes the count. Early batting practice. Friedrich was out working on just this situation, the sacrifice bunt.
Dick, here's what you're talking about with the first baseman holding. You know, shoot that ball right through that right side on a Butcher Boy.
And he fouls it off, strike 3. That's 9 strikeouts for Leake. Brings up Melvin Upton, the leadoff man. Yeah, with the talk about Edwin Jackson going into the 7th inning without allowing a hit yesterday. How about Jacob deGrom? 1 hit, complete game, 5-0 shutout against the Phils and former Padres Zach Eflin, the pitcher, got the hit.
Oh, that's a tough one.
Upton's fly to right and grounded to second. Pulls that one off the glove of the third baseman Garcia and rolls down in the corner. Running all the way is Ramirez. He's going to gamble and try to come home. Oh, he puts the brakes on, and a good thing he did, as the throw from Grichuk on one hop right to Molina. So Upton with a 2-out double, second and third for Will Myers.
I thought as soon as that ball was off the glove of Garcia, it would give a little bit of time, a little bit of extra time for Ramirez to score, but he's all the way at first base, and it's hitting the cutoff man. Over the cutoff man, rather, the one hop, and Glenn Hoffman, he's thinking about it. Stop sign. You don't want to get a ticket.
Yeah. The amber came up right as he hit third.
Yeah.
So Will Myers up twice, struck out swinging both occasions. Here's a chance to give the Padres a couple runs. Men at second and third, 1-2 outs, a 1-0 game. Second to Encarnacion and RBIs in the last month and a half. Out of play. In the Giants series, he had the one hit, a home run, but San Francisco pitching shackled him from that point on.
I think Will's got to think right center field. Majority of the pitches have been away.
And again, Leake with that slider, it's off the strike zone wide, and the Padre hitters are fishing for it.
It's been the pitch du jour, the slider down and away to the righties.
Ramirez down the line from third, Upton at second. Chases again. Wow. Padres just can't lay off that slider. Myers has struck out all 3 times, leaves 2 men in scoring position. Halfway mark in this one, 4.5 in the books. The Padres 1 and the Cardinals 0.
Well, that's having a team win. That's definitely the goal, before every start. You never know how it's going to look. You never know how it's going to be. You never know the process to get to that point. But, you know, we came out and we had a well-played team game, which is what you want to have on a day in and day out process.
Newly minted Padre Edwin Jackson on his debut yesterday at Petco. And it should be noted, this is familiar territory here in St. Louis for Edwin, as he came here as a Detroit Tiger, repping Detroit in the 2009 All-Star Game. And he was also a part of the Cardinals' 2011 World Series champions. And he joins a short laundry list of Padres who used to be Redbirds. And that's Carlos Villanueva, John Jay, of course, bench coach Mark McGwire, and Luis Perdomo, who came from the Cardinals' A-ball minor league affiliate.
Well, not a bad place to find talent, this Cardinal organization. Mike Leake works the count to 3-0, leading off here in the 5th inning. And Tommy Pham and Aledmys Diaz for the Redbirds. A 4-pitch walk to the pitcher. That's a double no-no. Walk the leadoff man and walk the pitcher on 4 pitches. Third free pass from Friedrich, and to the top of the order, Tommy Pham. He's flied out twice.
Well, the pitch count, one more makes 80, but a lot of balls thrown. 37, 42 strikes, not the best ratio, but when you look up at the R column, Padres ahead by 1. Hey, 1 grounder right here. Hopefully you get 2.
Ball 5. Runner goes. Ground ball to the second baseman, Schiff. So they work the hit and run. That keeps the Cardinals out of the double play. And Leake moves to second, the tying run with 1 out.
Very uncharacteristic of the Mike Matheny Cardinals, because they do not hit and run a lot. They don't steal a lot of bases, but Mike Matheny trying to create a little action here with the athletic Mike Leake.
He had to make sure he knew where the ball was.
The flash look avoids the baseball.
But on a hot, humid night, the pitcher on the bases running, that can sometimes take a little out of the tank. Diaz single to center and fly to left. Inside, ball 1. Good job with men in scoring position, hitting .333. What's not to like about this young guy?
Yeah, really athletic, good guy to have in the second hole.
Too low, 2-0. Stephen Piscotty is on deck. And then Holiday hitting cleanup.
Be interesting to see what happens here. Yeah, 3-0. I don't know if he's going to get much to hit.
Went around. That's a break there. That was ball 3.
Yes, it was. Get a little too antsy.
Pitcher Leake, a walk and a ground out at second base, representing the tying run here in the 5th. Three and 1.
I'm guessing something off speed here. 3-1. He's throwing them breaking balls, change ups. He's not going to throw him a fastball for a strike. If he does, it's a mistake.
Ball 4. So a couple of walks here in the 5th. That's 4 in the game for Friedrich. That brings Darren Balsley to the mound for a little pitching tip to encourage the left-hander to get that good pitch into the strike zone.
I think this visit is good timing. The pitch count is up over 80. It's hot. It's humid. give the left-hander a little bit of a blow, maybe a little bit of a scouting report also against Steven Piscotty. He's grounded into 4 double plays this year.
Get note the Miami-Philadelphia game tonight. That talented Miami right-hander Jose Fernandez left the game trailing 2-0, but struck out 14 Phillies in 6 1/3 innings. That's the 3rd fastest that anyone has struck out 500 batters to start a major league career. Doc Gooden and Yu Darvish did it sooner. 500 strikeouts already for Fernandez.
Oh, that's impressive.
Well, here's the right man in the right spot. If you're a St. Louis Cardinal fan, runners in scoring position has been his forte all year. 1 out. Popped up. Norris late getting over there, but makes the play. Tagging Leake, and he'll hold at second. The ball wasn't hit very high, so Norris had to fire that mask away and locate the ball and sprint to the barrier to make the catch. That's a big out. And here's Matt Holliday.
Great play by Derek Norris. Big out for Christian Friedrich and the Padres. You don't think it's hot back there with that helmet, mask, and gear on? Are you kidding me? I'll guarantee you the guy's lost about 12-15 pounds of water weight. Look at, even his beard is soaking wet.
I didn't know a beard could perspire.
Absolutely. Look at it. You could wring out that jersey.
A man from Kansas. This is his home weather. Holiday has popped up and fly to right. Swing and a miss. Trying to get 3 with 1 swing. 16 homers this year for Holiday. Yeah, the fans with the fans. Line to left field. Charging is Dickerson. Here's the throw to the plate. Could be a chance here, and it hits the runner. Backed up by Friedrich. He's going to have to hurry. Throws back to Norris, and he throws it away. Whoa! Somebody fall on that grenade. 2 runs have scored, and the Cardinals lead 2-1. Holiday delivers the RBI single to tie the game. And then on Dickerson's throw, hitting the runner. Might have been a play. That was going to be close. So Leake gets the leadoff walk, comes around to score, helps his own cause, and now a second run on the error.
The bad break of the bounce and then hitting the runner. You know, Derek would have had to gone to his left and all the way to his right to try to tag out Mike Leake. It hits him on the left hip pocket.
Diaz scores all the way from first base on the single and E7. So the 2 walks become runs here in the Cardinal 5th inning. Holiday winds up at second, and the batter is Yadier Molina. You just don't get away with walking the leadoff man, and especially walking the pitcher to lead off an inning. One and one. And the pitch count now up to 91 for Friedrich.
Yeah, that's one of those bad breaks. Anytime a fielder throws a baseball and hits a runner in motion, not much you can do about that. That's just luck of the draw.
There was a decent chance for Dickerson because the ball was lined on one hop to him, and he charged the ball well. High fly ball to right field, and Kemp has a beat on it. And the inning comes to an end on 2 walks and a single and an error. The Cardinals claim the lead 2-1. Padres baseball brought to you by Pinnacle on the Park. Make your new home right here. Visit pinnacleonthepark.com for details. By Sequan Casino. Sign up for the new Padres Club card today. And by Mercury Insurance. We're on a mission to save you money. Log on to mercuryinsurance.com today. Well, the full moon overhead on this Monday night in the Midwest. Matt Kemp, 3 consecutive games he's homered. On Saturday night against San Francisco. Then he took Cueto deep yesterday. And Mike Leake today. A home run in each of the last 3 games for the Padre right fielder, and now a total of 19 on the season.
Well, he really got extended on that Mike Leake fastball away. Sent it straight away center field.
Kemp, Solarte, Dickerson in the Padres 6th inning. And we'll see how that work on the bases. Mike Leake did a lot of running in the last half of the 5th inning. See if that takes anything out of his talent. He's thrown only 70 pitches with this one. Low and away. Only 17 balls at 53 strikes.
And that was one of the little nuggets that I mentioned in his scouting report. But as we look at the score, he trails 2-1.
Ground ball, weakly hit to short. Diaz with it. 1 away.
See, that's why I think the pitch count and the strikes to ball ratio is overrated. Let's say a guy throws 60 strikes and 60 pitches, but yet he's down 8-0, right? Well, not a strike necessarily isn't great all the time, as you take a look heavy on the fastball, almost 80% of the fastball.
Yeah, it seems like he's thrown a lot more sliders.
Yeah, it does.
It's been his strikeout pitch, that's for certain. Solarte doubled us last time. Clipped one between Holiday and the line, and he loops that one into left field for a base hit. Solarte continues his hot hitting. Last 23 games hitting .341, and he's 2 for 3 tonight. A reminder that our game is presented in HD by Sony.
Great shot right there from Ballpark Village across the way.
Dickerson singled and popped to second his last time. That was right into his wheelhouse. Strike 1. One out, tying run at first. Solarte. One and one. Ten strikeouts, no walks from Mike Leake. Given up 6 hits. That didn't miss by much. 2-1.
Once again, righties away, lefties away.
I don't think he's been to a 3-ball count tonight.
I'll tell you what, you're probably right. He's consistently throwing strikes. Not a lot of hitter counts. And as you mentioned just a bit ago, Dick, with 10 strikeouts, yeah, he's getting ahead quickly and putting them away with that breaking ball. And working up a serious lather.
Dickerson asking for time. 2-1 St. Louis. Solarte there at first base. There's a 3-ball count. 3-1 to Dickerson.
Good hitters count right here. Have to be patient.
Make him come to you, as they say, huh? Derek Norris next.
And we know how Mike Leake has been pitching Derek Norris all night. A lot of sliders away. Derek wearing the collar, striking out twice tonight.
Foul ball.
Well, after going away, I like how Alex was very quick to that last pitch on the inside part of the plate. Leake trying to mix it up. See what Molina puts down here. Fastball away, slider in. Change up, curveball. Partridge in a pear tree. Gonna throw over maybe.
Slaps that foul. Well, yesterday Dickerson's at bat against Cueto. What do you, about 10, 11 pitches? He fouled off pitch after pitch. Took up, you know, that was really a key to Padres' success. I mean, Cueto, you could see when he left the mound, he just said, come on, put the ball in play.
Oh, yeah, it'll drive a pitcher nuts, you bet. Fastball away again. Slider in.
Dickerson eventually walked, and they scored 2 runs in that inning. Runner goes, and it's fouled at the plate. They don't send Solarte very often, but 3-2, taking their chances there.
Yeah, that ball's hit on the ground, staying out of a double play. Once again, Alex quick to that last pitch. That was a slider in.
You know, Mike Leake's body build and his number 8 just belies his position in this game, doesn't it? You expect to see him out at second base with that 8 on his back.
Exactly.
5'10".
Not too many pitchers wearing the single digit.
Just 170 pounds. Runner goes. Swing and a miss. Molina's throw is into center field, or at least deflected away, and on to third goes Solarte. Way off the mark was Molina's throw. So credit Solarte with a stolen base, and to third on the error, Molina.
Went with the slider again, the swing and the miss. And airmails that one. Oh, very uncharacteristic.
11 strikeouts now for Leake.
First error of the year from Molina.
That's a season high for Leake, the 11 strikeouts. So it's up to Norris, tying run 90 feet away. He struck out both times, both on breaking balls off the plate. Inside, 2-0.
That fastball there could be setting something up down and away. Well, how hot is it down there? How humid? Well, when you slide and you get mud on your pants, it turns into mud because you're so wet from the moisture and the perspiration. Your spikes get heavy. You know, I used to wear a leather belt. You know, now they got the belts that expand a little bit. You would take off your belt, and it would be soaked with sweat.
All the way through.
Your cleats get heavy. Your socks get soaked inside your shoes. Your hat weighs about 2 pounds.
2-1 to Norris, and he goes after the pitch off the plate again. It's 2-2. Well, you know what he's going to get next. He's not been able to lay off the ball off the plate, and with a heady catcher like Molina there.
Now I'm wondering how many of those sliders he's thrown for legitimate strikes, right? It might be one of those pitches where when you see it, maybe lay off it. Here comes another slider. Let's see if it's a legitimate strike if taken. Nope.
Just missed. Full count. So back-to-back 3-2 counts to Dickerson, now to Norris.
Well, if I'm a betting man, I don't see any reason why he shouldn't throw another slider right here.
Late swing foul. 2-1 St. Louis. Solarte there at third, the tying run. This is a season high, 11 strikeouts for Leake. His career high is 12 when he was with Cincinnati. Popped up back of the plate. That'll go over the screen into the lower deck. Ryan Schimpf is on deck.
20 pitches this inning. That's a heavy workload.
After he was on base all of the last inning. Looper to center, carrying right out to the center fielder. An easy play for Pham. And the Padres lead the tying run at third. Middle of the sixth, 2-1 Redbirds. Our Harrah's game summary. Matt Kemp gave the Padres the early lead in the fourth with this home run over the center field fence, number 19 on the season. But Christian Friedrich ran into control problems, walked the leadoff man, the pitcher, walked Diaz as well, and both of them would score. One on this single to left field off the bat of Matt Holliday. The throw by Dickerson hits Leake coming to the plate, carries away, and Diaz running all the way from first base scores. And on the unearned run, St. Louis has the lead 2-1. Our Harrah's game summary. Friedrich back out there for the bottom of the sixth inning. He'll face Grichuk, Jerko, and Garcia. 3 G's in the lineup for Mike Matheny.
Well, third time around for these 3 Cardinal hitters. Let's see if Christian Friedrich, as Dick mentioned, the bottom line, get back in that dugout so the Padres can try to add on.
Grichuk has popped to second and struck out swinging. Ground ball to short. Ramirez on the run. Nice job by Myers pulling into foul territory to make the catch of the throw. 1 away. And it's time for our fan Diego fan of the game. Young fella, he knows the right colors to wear, even though he's in St. Louis. The blue and white of San Diego.
Yeah, not hard to pick out the Friar faithful in the sea of red here in St. Louis. You see Padre blue and that SD worn proudly.
Jerko singled and walked tonight.
Pretty smart fan, that kid right there, because I think I just heard him say to his dad, "Hey Dad, that was a 6-3 play. When it's hit to the shortstop to the first baseman, that's 6-3 in your scorecard."
There you go.
Smart kids.
Yeah, maybe Padre fans are smarter than Cardinal fans.
Hey, I'm just saying.
When a young guy is learning how to keep score, that is the one little confusing spot about keeping score. And Jerko, goodness gracious, 2 singles and a walk. He's now 8 for 13 against the Padres this year. You think he isn't motivated by seeing that SD?
Well, if you look at the 2 hits tonight from Jed Jerko, they've been both up. The first hit to right field was up and away. This one, watch on contact as he gets the top hand, some top spin, and he sends it to left field.
Yeah, he likes that ball up around the letters.
Yes, he does.
That'll bring up Garcia. He is grounded into a 6-3 double play, and he lined out the second baseman Schimpf his last time. Just a little low. Padres have a couple of arms getting ready in the bullpen. Villanueva and the Cardinals have Bowman getting loose. Low again, same spot, 2-0. We'll be on the air again at 5 o'clock tomorrow night here on Fox Sports San Diego. Game 2 of the series. Colin Ray goes for his 6th win against Carlos Martinez. 8-6 for the Redbirds. Inside corner, 2-1. Carlos Villanueva, former Cardinal. And the Padres have used that bullpen, the back end of the bullpen, 3 consecutive games. Hand, Buchter, and Mauer. And manager Green would like to give them a night's rest.
There's Matt Bowman. Dick just mentioned was up, getting hot. Should take a lot of pitches to get warm tonight.
Well, he looks like he's 18 years of age.
He sure does, doesn't he?
And another walk. 5 given up by Friedrich tonight, and 2 of them have come around to score for the 2-1 lead. So that pushes Jerko into scoring position and brings up Mike Leake or a pinch hitter. And it looks like they're going to pull Leake and go to the bench. Backup catcher McKendry.
Remember Michael McHenry when he was with the Colorado Rockies. Mike Matheny carrying 3 catchers on the roster. Alberto Rosario from the right side, Michael McHenry from the right side. And I think, Andy Green looks at the pitches from Friedrich and maybe a little bit towards the E on the fuel tank.
So both managers making a move. The pinch hitter from Mike Matheny, and Friedrich is taken out by Andy Green. We'll be right back with action in the 6th inning. earned run the difference with men at first and second. Carlos Villanueva out of the Padre bullpen, and our pitching change brought to you by El Cajon Ford.
Well, Carlos's numbers, his 37th game, the high ERA. Victor with the long ball. He's got to be really on with his pitches, in and out, back and forth, changing speeds. More hits than innings pitched.
And he's given up in 51 innings 12 home runs. That's more than any other Padre pitcher.
Well, and you know, sometimes when you look at Carlos Villanueva and his stuff, hitters can get too anxious and top one and get a grounder. And we take a look at the last 3 outings. 4 runs
in less than 4 innings. So McKendry, runners at first and second. First pitch is in there. Only 1 at bat for McHenry. Check that. They pull back McHenry and go with Matt Adams. But McHenry was used. That's when Green made his pitching change. 1-1 to Adams. 264 with 10 home runs for the big guy. Double play candidate. Two and 1.
I think this guy thrives off the bench. 400 average in the pinch hitting role with 2 home runs. Pinch hit home runs is kind of a theme of this Cardinal team this year, earlier in the season.
Pulls that foul. Padres signed Villanueva as a free agent in the offseason. Was with St. Louis last year. 4-3 his record and a fine ERA of 2.95. Came up to the bigs 10 years ago with Milwaukee. 5 seasons Milwaukee, 2 in Toronto, and 2 with the Cubs before St. Louis a year ago. Two and 2. And the count runs out.
Got to be careful with that high fastball. 3-2 count. Interesting sequence of pitches here because you don't want to load the bases. You want to throw a pitch that has the illusion of a fastball or a short breaker. Let's see if he goes to maybe a 2-seamer here, maybe a cut fastball. You don't want to load the bases.
Leadoff hitter Pham on deck. Drive into left center. That's slicing away from Upton all the way to the warning track. 1 run, 2-run score, and it's 4-1 St. Louis. Adams delivers again. You couldn't have aimed that more perfectly. It was slicing away from Upton all the way as he gulps it into the gap.
Yeah, and the big fella takes it the opposite way nicely. That pitch was away. Usually when you look at Matt Adams, you think pull, pull, pull. Well, not the case. They were playing him to pull in the outfield, but he does a nice adjustment of taking that low pitch and driving it to left center field.
And those 2 runs go on Friedrich's card. So 5 1/3, 4 runs, 3 earned, 6 hits, 5 walks, 2 strikeouts. 3 of the runs were men that were put aboard on bases on balls. Pham 0 for 3 tonight. 2 flyouts and a ground ball to second. Breaking ball out in front, 0-2.
Well, that's the key in successful bullpens, right, Dick? When you have 3 pitchers, like you mentioned, Mauer, Hand, Buchter, used 3 days in a row. Somebody else has got to pick up the slack. Guys can't pitch every day.
So he's got Thornton and Quackenbush. Villanueva is fairly rested.
Got Dominguez out there, Clemens.
4-1 now, St. Louis.
Well, Carlos hitting the corners here. You know, going back to that pitch to Matt Adams, you know, for a big fella with a big strike zone, he went down and got that pitch.
He did.
I mean, if taken, I would have bet that would have been a ball. So good plate coverage right there by Adams.
Just off the outside corner, 2-2. He went around, strike 3. That's the second out. And time now for In the Driver's Seat, brought to you by Kia. And Mike Leake on a very tough night in which to pitch. Temperature in the 90s, high humidity. He was on base twice. Goes 6 innings. Allows 1 run and 6 hits. He struck out 11 with no walks. Walks are key tonight. No walks for the Padres. 5 walks for the Cardinals. 3 of them scored.
Absolutely.
2 outs to Aledmys Diaz. Single, fly to left, walked and scored. Oh, 1-1. Breaking ball snaps into the strike zone, 1-2.
I think Carlos has got the good feel for the breaking ball. It was a fastball that Adams hit the left center field, but he's placing that curveball nicely. Good feel of the baseball tonight with the humidity. Rosin bag, humidity, good feel of the cowhide, horse hide, whatever hide it is.
Ball driven to left center field, and over goes Dickerson. Can't make the catch. Adams scores easily. Diaz on his way to third. You better hurry in. He's pulls up at third with a triple, and it's 5-2. So Villanueva comes in and gives up a double to the pinch hitter Adams and a triple to Diaz. And the Cardinals build their lead to 5-1.
When Carlos Villanueva gets hurt, it's a pitch that's up. And up out the, and what a great effort by Alex Dickerson trying to lay out for his pitcher there.
Diaz continues his torrid hitting against the Padres. 2 for 3 tonight with a walk. He's now 11 for 14 against the Padres this year.
Boy, those are summer league softball numbers.
Yeah. Piscotty a single in 3 at bats. And the ball gets away, but no chance to score for Diaz. Good hustle by Norris. So in the inning with 1 out, Jerko singled to left. Garcia walked. Villanueva came in to relieve Friedrich. Gave up the pinch 2-run double to Matt Adams. Struck out Pham. And Diaz hammers a triple to left center to knock in another run. So they build their lead from 2-1 to 5-1 here in the 6th. Just noticing that the screen here at Busch Stadium has been extended from a year ago. It goes all the way to both dugouts, protecting fans.
Good call.
Ground ball up the middle and into center field, and another run scores. It's 6-1. So Villanueva comes in, gives up 2 runs on Friedrich's card and 2 on his own, as the Cardinals have broken it open here in the 6th inning.
Well, as I mentioned before, that Carlos Villanueva, he's not overpowering. So with the fastball, he better locate it. The two-seamer trying to bring it back on the outside corner.
Second hit tonight for Piscotty. Brings up Matt Holliday, singled in a run his last time. He pops it high in the air. That's piercing the night, way up there, and Solarte makes the catch. But the Cardinals score 4 and lead it 6-1.
Well, a big congratulations are in order for Brett Wallace and his wife Taylor. I just got word from the Padres clubhouse that they have welcomed a baby boy this evening. I love the name, Beckett Alexander Wallace. Well done, you guys. Congratulations. Mom and baby are doing just fine.
All right. Tip of the Padre cap to a future San Diego ball player, Beckett Alexander Wallace.
Congratulations to Brett and his bride. Brett, you are the giver of life. Congratulations.
Nothing better than that day, that miracle day when life comes into this world. Matt Bowman in relief of Mike Leake, who goes the 6 innings, allows the 1 run, 6 hits, and strikes out 11. Bowman 25. He's a Rule 5 draft pick by the Cardinals.
And Bowman, a 3-pitch pitcher, fastball, slider, changeup, high 80s, low 90s, and a perfect opportunity with a 5-run lead. You know, this Cardinal bullpen has been kind of knocked around a little bit. Trevor Rosenthal, no longer the closer, but a lot of breathing room here in the 7th for Bowman to get an inning of work.
Former Princeton Tiger, another Ivy Leaguer making it to the big leagues. Inside Schimpf, 3-1. Schimpf happy that Leake's gone to the showers. He struck out both times facing the starting right-hander. Matt Adams stays in the game at first base. Holiday is out. Schimpf, Ramirez, and a pinch hitter for the Padres here in the 7th. Villanueva due to hit third. And a leadoff walk. First walk of the night given up by Cardinal pitching, and that'll bring up Ramirez, who struck out and singled to left.
Dominguez and Clemens. A couple of right-handers up in the bullpen.
Padres with a 1-0 lead, but Cardinals took the lead 2-1 in the bottom of the 5th inning. One on a throwing error, deciding run, and then they roll a 4 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Big blow, pinch hitter Matt Adams, 2-run double. Yeah, Molina, 34 out to settle the young right-hander. Come on now, got a 5-run lead, throw strikes.
Yeah, that'll light a fire under you. Believe me, as a young pitcher going out there, you got a veteran infielder coming in, or a veteran catcher, lighting a little fire.
Line foul down the right field side. Back in December, the Cardinals in the Rule 5 draft took Bowman from the New York Mets. So he's here to stay for the season, much like Luis Perdomo is with the Padres, or you have to send him back to the original club. High schooler in the nation's capital. Pulled, fair ball, just past the bag at third. Schimpf to third base, and the fan comes up with interference there down the line, so that's a ground rule double. So the Padres a chance to climb back as Ramirez has his second hit tonight. And Alexei Amaristo will be the pinch hitter.
Yeah, sorry there, kiddo. You're going to have to exit the facility as Ramirez turns on this pitch over the bag, and there's the glove, a ball in play. Yeah, not such a smart thing to do.
Well, instinctively wants to get that souvenir. Didn't really change.
He should have saved his allowance and bought a ball at the ball stand.
Amarista pulls one to the first baseman Adams. Toss to Bowman for the out. Run scores at 6-2. Amarista off the bench swings at the first pitch and picks up an RBI. And moving over to third is Ramirez with one away. So the leadoff walk pays off for the Padres. Leadoff hitter Melvin Upton fly to right, grounded to second, and doubled past third. Padres with one out have a chance to pull within 3.
Hey, with the way the bullpen's been with the Cardinals, you get in slam range, you never know.
With the exception of Garcia at third, the infield back, they'll concede the run for an out. Out of play. Protecting on that swing. Will Myers on deck. Sean Maness in the bullpen for St. Louis. Waves at that pitch off the plate. 12th strikeout tonight. for Cardinal pitching. And the first for Bowman brings up Will Myers, who has struck out all 3 at bats. Solarte with a double and a single leading the way, and Ramirez a double and a single down the bottom of the order. 7 hits for the Padres, 9 for St. Louis.
That was a mistake right there. Tell you what, with that last pitch, Will Myers could have split the arch out in right center field. When he's swinging the bat very, very well, oh, that pitch there, he will drive it to right center field. And I think Will's thinking the same thing. How did I miss that one?
Well, the only hit since the All-Star break was the home run on Friday night. He's now 1 for 13 since the All-Star break. Tied him up inside.
Ever been up in the arch, Professor?
Oh yeah, I went up with my kids way back. Took the sled up there. There's a nice viewing tower at the very top.
I was up there as a kid as well.
Spectacular.
I jumped in the family truckster for the Grant family and headed south on 55 and went up in the arch.
Spectacular piece of sculpture, isn't it? Inside. Well, Myers has never struck out 4 times in a game.
Well, the pitches are up. Look at the pitches from Bowman as you look at the Fox tracks. It's across the board, right belt buckle high.
Yeah.
Look at that, right across the belt buckle.
Strike 3 called. A 4-strikeout night for Myers. Stretch half of the 7th in St. Louis. Presents Padres Baseball, brought to you by Sony, the leader of 4K Ultra HD. By Petco, your complete pet store. And by your San Diego County Lexus dealers. Out at the bottom of the 7th inning, the Padres trailing the Cardinals 6-2, and the third pitcher used by Andy Green is Jose Dominguez.
Well, with the situation of the bullpen, Dick, we mentioned it a couple times. 3 pitchers, 3 days. Dominguez has got to go out there and throw a scoreless inning or 2 as they trail by 4. Got to keep it in slam range. Got to keep it at 4.
So Friedrich goes 5 1/3, 4 runs, 3 earned. Villanueva 2/3 of an inning, 2 runs, all earned, 3 hits. As the Cardinals, with that 4-run 6th inning, built a 6-1 lead. Padres get 1 back here in the top of the 7th. Had a chance again with the man at third and one out, but couldn't bring home the other run as both Upton and Myers struck out. Molina, then Grichuk and Jerko here in the bottom of the 7th. And a slow fly ball that falls in front of Kemp for a base hit. And Molina has his first hit of the night. And that'll be the 10th for the Cardinals. Randall Grichuk has popped up, struck out, and grounded out. Six runs, 10 hits, 2 errors for St. Louis. 2 runs, 7 hits, and a miscue for the Padres. .99 on that fastball.
Good pitch. Sweeping slider. Not one that really has depth to it. Tilt. Kind of a sweeper. Stayed on the same plane.
At 89 miles an hour.
Yeah.
You see why the Padres are excited about this kid's potential. There's a 100-mile-an-hour fastball. He's got a live arm. Matter of controlling that velocity.
That is bringing it.
You think baseball isn't a going concern here in St. Louis and surrounding areas on a Monday night? 40,137.
Howdy, Tex. Yeah, coming from all parts. The Show Me State, the land of Lincoln.
Ooh, Norris wasn't sure he even had that one. Two balls, 2 strikes. And a full count.
You know, it's a great destination to make a family weekend out of it. You got Kentucky, Iowa, of course, Missouri, Illinois, you know, all the surrounding states. And the banks of the Ole Miss, the Old Man, Deep River.
Left field, hit well. Dickerson going back, and that is gone. Grichuk, number 12. And that makes it 8-2.
Well, we know that big league hitters love the fastball. If it's 100, if it's 90, they like to turn on it. Is this a fastball? Yes, it is. It's down. Grichuk throws the head. A full count fastball, and he was looking for it.
Here's Jed Jerko, 2 for 2 with a walk tonight. He scored a run. And he drills one to left field. That's got some distance, and it is gone. Well, Jed Jerko has really gone after Padre pitching this year. Amazingly so. He's hitting .230 something against the league, but against the Padres, he's now 9
for 15 with 3 home runs.
They're not just hitting their spots when Jerko's at the plate. They're not executing pitches. First hit was up right field. Second hit was up left field. And that first pitch is into the bullpen. Once again, Dominguez not hitting his spots.
A single. Molina looping a single to right, and then 2 blasts off the bats of Grichuk and Jerko. And it's 9-2 for Jed, his 8th home run of the year. 3 of them against the Padres in just 3 games. Didn't start the first game out in Petco. Next 2 games he homered, and homers again tonight to go with a couple of singles and a walk. Garcia 0 for 2 with a walk and scored. Boy, that's just an easy 96.
Free and easy. But you have to locate. We talk about that all the time.
Still no one out here in the 7th, so they score 4 in the 6th, 3 here in the 7th to break open a tight 2-1 game. We talked about the Padres and Kemp homering tonight. That's 16 consecutive games, a franchise record for hitting home runs, and the Cardinals are in a streak of their own, 9 consecutive games with a home run. They haven't done that since 2009. Strike 3 gets a call. That's the first out. Time now for the Cholula flamethrower.
Well, with Jose Dominguez on the hill, 100. That's right, triple digits on a hot, humid night. 100, and that is some serious hot sauce. He's got to locate it, though.
Adams entered the game in the last inning as a pinch hitter, drove in 2 with a double to left center, later scored himself. 97 for a strike.
You know, everybody loves the radar gun. Remember that pitch that Aroldis Chapman threw in San Diego, 105.1. That's the fastest pitch ever recorded by Pitch FX or StatCast. That is bringing it.
Solarte's moved over on the second base side. 1-1. Ramirez stays as the lone soldier on the left side. Changeup. Well, here's our Bill Howe play of the game. Matt Adams off the bench golfs one into left center field. That took the game from 2-1 to 4-1. Actually, they'd scored 2 runs. It was 4-1 to 6-1. Boom. That was right the first time. It was 2-1, 2 on, 1 out. Friedrich was relieved by Villanueva, and Adams greeted him with a 2-run double.
Well, sometimes one will get away from it, and Dominguez kind of yanks this one, wants it down and away or up and away.
Yeah, you eye popping at 100. You don't want to hang around to see what happens. 2-2. Out of play.
Boy, Dominguez is taking his own sweet time, isn't he?
Those are special classes that relief pitchers take.
I say get the rock and work quickly. Always been a big fan. Hey, if you're going to do poorly or doing well, make it happen quickly.
Back to the mound, speared on one hop by Dominguez. That's the second out, and we go to the top of the order and Tommy Pham.
You know, I think that's something that should be taught in the minor leagues. I mean, Mark Burley learned it when he was in the minor leagues.
Well, they have the clock, the pitching clock now, and so far it's worked effectively. The pitchers are speeding up, and that's a quick way to pace of the game in the major league level, and hopefully these younger players are being trained to get the ball, get your sign, and throw it, not scratch around and walk around and take all night to throw the pitch.
And believe me, your defense hates it when you take too much time. Absolutely hate it.
Pham 0 for 4. Lines it right to the shoe tops of Schimpf, and that's the inning. But 3 more for the Cardinals. A 2-run homer, Grichuk, and a solo shot for Jerko, and it's 9-2. All right, thank you, gentlemen. Here's Seth Maness, his 20th appearance of the season. He's had his struggles after an outstanding relief job a year ago when he went 4-2 in 76 appearances. You know, it's early yet, but some of the teams starting to look at the potential of a wild card position. And right now in the National League, with Miami winning its 50th game tonight, if the season were to end this evening, the wild cards in the National League would be the Dodgers and Miami.
Yeah, that's why I love that extra division. That wild card creates just that. Makes it very exciting. Hey, if you're 10-12 games out, it doesn't matter. If you're in a division that you're in the wild card race, that's what makes it interesting.
There, Dodgers with 52 wins, Miami with 50. Matt Kemp, a home run, gave the Padres a short-lived lead back in the 4th inning. 3 straight games he's homered. 19 now on the season for Matt. And he's wrested the RBI lead away from Will Myers. Sharply hit right to Jerko for the first out. That'll bring up Jan Solarte, grounded to second, doubled and singled, and stole a base tonight. Padres top hitter. Entered tonight at 290. He's raised that 6 points.
Well, Seth Maness, you know, he was sent down to the minor leagues for a little bit. He was hurt as we take a look at the line tonight for Jan Hervis. And once again, timing and positioning is everything. So a good opportunity for Maness to go out there with a 7-run lead. Be aggressive. Throw all your pitches.
High fly ball on the infield. Diaz waiting for it to nestle in his glove for the second out. Alex Dickerson, a single in 3 trips, is next. 5 o'clock tomorrow night for our coverage of Game 2 of this 4-game series. It's going to be a real test. It all started after the All-Star break with the Giants with the winningest team in the major leagues and the Padres sweeping San Francisco. And coming here to St. Louis where they're 47-44. On to Washington, they're in first place in the East, and then to Toronto, 10 games above 500.
Yeah, that's a wake-up call, Professor. You bet.
Pulled sharply, but right to Adams. He flips to Maness, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Seth Maness. Bottom of the 8th we go. Cardinals lead by 7. Back at Busch Stadium in St. Louis, Matt Thornton, the 5th pitcher, no 4th used by Andy Green tonight. Jose Dominguez, an inning, allowed 3 runs, 3 hits, and struck out 1. Jankowski enters the game in right field for Matt Kemp. That's the only other change. And he gets a chance right off the bat as Diaz sends that one out to the right fielder. 1 away.
Well, nothing more than Matt Thornton needs is a good quick inning. You know, he's been out there, been giving up some hits, giving up some runs, but handling it like a true professional. Got to chew up some innings.
39-year-old veteran. Ace is Stephen Piscotty, 2 for 4, a couple of singles, drove in a run. 1 strike to Piscotty. Watch out.
Look out.
Alberto Rosario is in the on-deck circle for the Cardinals.
He's one of the 3 catchers for Mike Matheny, and they really like this kid behind the plate.
Ground ball fair. No, foul. That was close. First base umpire Vanover trying to skip out of the way of the ball and waves it foul. Here it is again. Boy, it looked like it hit the bag.
Kind of tough to tell. I didn't get a good read on it.
Well, it's right in front of the Cardinal dugout, so no challenge by Matheny. So back to the plate, Piscotty with the count 1 ball 2 strikes.
I noticed the other day that Matt Thornton going back to the prospect look a little bit. He got the coif tightened up, trimmed up the beard just a little bit.
Well, in this heat and humidity, and it's not going to get much cooler in the nation's capital. Might be a little better up in Toronto. Never had a beard. I can't imagine it's very comfortable in this kind of weather.
Man.
Can't wait to make it through puberty so I can try one. High fly ball hit a ton to left field. Just watch that one go. How far? Second deck. Home run. Piscotty, number 13. He's got a beautiful swing, this young guy. 3 hits tonight for Piscotty, and that runs the score to 10-2.
Well, the Redbirds tonight are crushing some mistakes, and this fastball, it's in, but Piscotty likes to turn on that fast. Watch how quick he is with the foot is down, hands are through. And got the good part of the bat on it.
That one makes it all the way into the second deck. Maybe the third deck. Was that above the Big Max? Well, there's that short mezzanine deck, and then what would be technically the third deck here. They don't give you the measurement as they do at Petco Park, the guesstimate on the distance of home runs.
Yeah, right up in this area right there is where he hit that baseball.
Big Mac as in Mark McGwire.
Mm-hmm.
That's where he used to hit him.
Yeah, back at Old Busch Stadium. The stadium before this one, Mark McGwire regularly hit them there and beyond.
Rosario batting for the first time. He's had only 6 at-bats with a couple of hits. Speaking of Mark McGwire, Albert Pujols yesterday hit 2 homers for the Angels against the White Sox, 16 and 17 on the season. Pujols now has 577 home runs. He's chasing McGwire for number 10 all time. McGwire is 6 home runs ahead.
Wow.
Now we do get a measurement on a Piscotty's home run, 439 feet.
Yeah, Big Macland, yeah. Big boy. Mark McGwire hit the ball so hard so far scatter the crowd out there.
One hop to Solarte, and he takes care of Rosario. 2 away. Molina, the batter.
There's Mike Shannon.
Big Mike. Institution here.
Absolutely. St. Louis's son. Played for the Cardinals. Came up 1970 with the liver disease. They found it. I was talking to Al Raboski. Team physical, routine physical. Michael, after seeing the doctor, found out that he had a rare liver disease, and that affected his big league career. Michael was a darn good player.
He really was.
He could catch a little bit, play some third base, kind of like a guy that could play anywhere.
Hit with power.
Yeah, I love that guy. He's just so fun to talk about Cardinal history.
Hey, let me tell you something, big boy. I tell you, when Mark McGwire was here with the Cardinals, he used to he hit him a mile away. I got one word to describe Mark McGwire.
What was that?
He's one heck of a hitter.
Oh, they love him here. You're right, Dick. He is an institution. Been doing Cardinal baseball a long, long time.
Looks like Kelton Wong is batting. As Mike Matheny giving his bench a chance to take a swing here late in the game. Fouled at the plate.
Dick, it's hard to believe. Mike Shannon, 45th season on the Cardinals radio network. 45 years.
He's a comfortable sweater.
Yeah, he is.
11 World Series titles for this great franchise. It's only their 125th year of baseball here in St. Louis, Major League Baseball.
And great uniforms, great people. The great Jack Buck.
Yeah, retired numbers here in St. Louis. Enos Country Slaughter, Stan the Man. And they have 4, this weekend on Saturday. The Ford Frick Award. I was honored to be able to receive that at Cooperstown a year ago. We'll be honoring Graham McNamee, who was a pioneer, baseball and sports pioneer, and 4 Cardinal announcers have won that Ford Frick Award, and we'll give you that information when we return. Junior star of the game, Mike Leake, the kid from Fallbrook High School in Arizona State. 6 innings, 1 run, 6 hits, 11 strikeouts. And he, in back-to-back games, has struck out 10 and not walked a batter. And the only other Cardinal that can make that claim is a fellow named Bob Gibson.
And correct me if I'm wrong, he was pretty good, wasn't he, Bob Gibson?
I think he was.
Yeah, the pride and joy of Creighton University, Bob Gibson.
You didn't dig in on Mr. Gibson.
No. There he is, number 45.
Trevor Rosenthal comes in to pitch here in the 9th inning.
Well, Trevor Rosenthal is no longer the closer for the St. Louis Cardinals. Been struggling with location, getting hit.
Derek Norris 0 for 3, a couple of strikeouts and a fly to center. Wong stays in the game in right field. And Rosario replaces Molina behind the plate. A 10-2 Cardinals. The spring training game is broken out here at Busch Stadium in the late innings. 0-2. 98 on the fastball from Rosenthal. He can get it up there. There's no question about that. But he'll have streaks of wildness that are very frustrating, especially as a closer. Putting men on. Make a mistake and you lose a game. Norris strikes out for the 3rd time tonight. He and Will Myers will be able to settle each other's nerves with all the strikeouts tonight. Well, the rest of the series tomorrow night, Colin Ray for the Padres against Carlos Martinez. And as we mentioned, Martinez has allowed only 6 runs in the last 6 starts. Then it's Cashner against Garcia. And on Thursday, Perdomo draws Adam Wainwright. Schimpf has struck out twice and walked. 14 Padres have struck out tonight.
Yeah, that's too many.
'98 again. 0-2 the count. Well, that could have been strike 3. Did not go. Pitch was pretty good.
I'll tell you what, for a guy like Rosenthal, think about it. You're the closer, and then you're taking that's taken away from you, right? That's gonna bruise the ego a little bit.
Yeah.
But knowing Trevor Rosenthal in his career, he's gonna take that and use it to his advantage to try to get back in that role. He's not gonna just sit back and sulk about it. He's a pro. Try to regain that confidence and that stuff to put him back. Currently now for the Cardinals, it's Sungwon Oh who is closing for the Cardinals.
Rosenthal's a young guy, 26. Talk about the Cardinals drafting. They selected him in the 21st round, 639th pick. Rosenthal.
Some Friar faithful rooting for the Padres tonight. Glad to see those Padre people here in St. Louis.
He's saved 93 games the last 2 years, and he blows down Schimpf. Another strikeout for the Redbirds pitching. 15 tonight. Schimpf has been punched out 3 times. Ramirez, 1 strikeout, but a couple of base hits, a single and a double. Padres with only 7 hits. Upton a double. Kemp the home run. Solarte a single and a double, and Ramirez a single and a double. Now Cardinal fans rooting for another strikeout in a 1-2-3 strikeout inning for Rosenthal, and there's a 98-mile-an-hour strike. He's consistently hitting 98. 1-2 to Ramirez. Fly ball to right. That chases Wong back. He makes the catch. The ball game is over.
The Cardinals 15 strikeouts and 10 runs as they beat the Padres the final 10-2. Here's Mike Pomerantz.